Shots fired.
Glasses up.
Elbows up.
Elbows up.
Side to side.
Today we're drinking Coca-Cola. Hey Coke, if you're looking for a fun show to sponsor, this is it right here.
I just hang out with my two BFFs.
I hang out with my buddy.
My friend. my one friend.
My friend.
My friend.
I don't drink soda very often,
But when I do.
but when I do, it's a Coca-Cola. Back in the day,
Coca-Cola.
I was a Pepsi man, but
Freak.
but for my money, rum tastes better with Coke than it does with Pepsi.
Mm.
That's the quintessential mixing drink is Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Sure. But this is really good. I actually haven't Coke in like a year. I'm serious. I don't drink soda.
Really?
very often. No, I don't drink soda.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know it's Bernie, sweet, bubbles.
Bubbles.
Lots of things happening.
Sugary deliciousness.
Yeah.
Caramel coloring. Today we're reviewing a interview
With a vampire.
with a vampire who's named Anthony Bourdain. It's by David Blum. It's a Kindle Singles original. And this is kind of a sit-down interview with Bourdain, talking about his growing up, his life, how he became famous, all that stuff. But before we get into that, you guys have had a little bit of experience in the food industry.
Oh!
And
Yeah.
Wow!
I was curious
Call
if
back.
you had a short story, maybe perhaps, of something funny that happened while you're in the food industry. I'll tell a short one, and then you guys.
You
just
have
get
a
your
funny
favorite.
story.
I worked
Oh,
for
let's
a
hear about it.
very large coffee chain.
Oh.
I can't tell you which one it is for legal reasons. I worked for this large coffee chain, and the way that it was a stainless steel countertop, and there was a little like crevasse where the stainless steel didn't quite fit, and that was right near this blended beverage station. So you blend these beverages, you go to pour a drink, it's a hot summer day, you've got 14-year-olds lined up out the door that want caramel and mocha syrup mixed in their blended coffee beverages. And a little bit of this liquid would kind of fall down into the crevasse. And
the crevasse.
there was like one point where I went and looked in there, maybe after working there for about a year, and there was all these stalactites of syrupy sugar coffee.
No way! Wait, stalactite or stalagmite?
Well, which one hangs from the ceiling?
I don't remember.
50-50 shot. I think you got
Just
it.
roll
Did
with
you
it.
graduate college?
Huh?
Are you a college graduate? Okay, college graduate.
I have a master's degree.
Master's.
Yeah.
College graduate.
We don't know.
Nope.
Stalactites.
I never took geology though, so I don't know.
I had a semester of geology.
I might have taken a geology class. We had the halite come around. You had to identify the minerals. The only way you can tell for sure, you lick it.
You'd look at
Because it's salty. And it was really salty. But anyway, so that was
It was really
it
salty.
was not good. I felt like a deer or a horse, like that.
yeah.
Like,
salt lick.
So
Oh my
that
goodness.
was my work for a coffee chain with stalactites and the stuff hanging down.
That's cool.
Sugar and gnats and
Gnats?
Oh yeah.
yeah, because they want
Fly babies?
They want the sugars.
Yeah, they do.
So, but other than that, it was a great experience working for Large Coffee America. Can you tell me about your food experiences? Because this book does touch a little bit on the food.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing even remotely close to what he, even mentions in passing.
The
in his interview.
restaurants that's changed so much.
Yeah.
I think, since then.
Yeah, well, the restaurant we work for is a international chain.
Ooh.
It's corporate, and it's an open kitchen. So a lot of things he describes, like the head chef. We don't even really have a head chef, but the head chef, having relations with one of the wait staff
Yeah.
on the cutting
On
board.
the cutting board.
I was like, ugh, I hope it's not a wooden cutting board. Like that would never happen. I mean, it may have happened,
Yeah.
like when we're not there, but not.
Not during open hours. Of,
No, heavens, no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, shoot, what's a funny story? There's nothing really funny. Now, what is funny is this. If you're not aware of this, we shoot in Southern California, and this is a diverse area we live in.
Yeah.
Highly diverse. And the people that I would work with, we had some Anglos
Mhm.
and the Asians, many different nationalities in there, and many South American folks,
Mhm.
and some didn't speak very much English. One in particular spoke very little English. And we called him the parrot because he would just parrot English phrases, such as, follow me on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Call me maybe.
Call me, maybe. And my favorite, pizza. Like the Little Caesars. And you go, Poquinho Cesar.
Poquinho Cesar.
So speaks very little English, and those were his go-to lines. Were follow me on Twitter and call me maybe.
Well, it's funny because I thought about it. I'm like, you're just like me. I don't speak any Spanish, but I'll say funny things. You know, like frijoles grande. You know, like, yeah.
Que onda, carnal? That's what I always say. Que onda, carnal? And like all surfer bro, and then they're like,
Anyway, good times. Yes, nothing weird, but.
Do you have any good restaurant stories of the industry?
I don't have anything that stacks up to like Bourdain's level of filth and depravity.
Spit take.
I don't know. He talks about like recycling bread, and like that was something that restaurants had to do, and like because it's just a long story, but in New York they used to recycle bread, and it became like this big scandal thing.
What does that mean to recycle bread?
He just mentioned it like we knew.
Yeah. Well, like what they would do. Most like restaurants is they would just use it like the next day or whatever.
Oh.
You'd use it for like something else. So you'd use it for like a casserole or whatever you're using it for.
Oh, so it wasn't like the basket came out, I ate 2 slices, there was 4 slices total.
That's what was happening though. Like,
Oh!
So like you bring out bread to a table, they don't eat it, you take it in the back, you use it for another table. Kind of.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's not awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
Kind of
But
gross.
we had one day where a manager insisted that we do such a thing.
Recycle the bread?
Yeah, and I refused. I threw it away. Like I would not take part in that.
I'm not taking part in that.
I'm not.
No,
Like,
sir.
it disgusts me. And then every now and then you get somebody who like they bring out avocado like rolls, some kind of rolls.
Some kind
Lots of restaurants have rolls of all different types.
Avocado. That's very ubiquitous.
Like they don't finish them all and then they go in the back and they would eat them. I don't know if you know anybody like that, but.
Oh!
That feels like a bro thing. Like,
Oh no! Like one of the busters. If you only ate half your cake, he's gonna eat the other half your cake.
Yeah.
I would probably do that. I'm not.
No. But it'd be like somebody threw. But like, what if I just threw the cake away, and I'd look around, and he would have a fork and eat it from the top of the garbage can. Delicious. Delicioso.
Flipping.
Wow. I wouldn't eat out of the garbage. By the way, like it's so much better if I eat it off a plate somebody else ate off of versus inside a large garbage.
Here's the other thing too, just real quick about the restaurant biz. People act like super clean robots make your food. Like people picked your food. People raised the cow and slaughtered it and cleaned it and transported it and drove it and put it in the box. Like there's been people touching your food.
Every step of the way. So chill out a little bit on the cleanliness
thing. The whole time?
Heavens no.
What?
Like, especially for our friends, not our un-American friends who don't understand our obsession with cleanliness. They don't understand like soap and water when you wash it. What's that for?
Lava sus manos.
We have a timer that's set every 30 minutes.
Oh, stop it right now! This is getting bad.
The kitchen staff remembers to wash their hands.
And they do.
Every 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you wash your hands when they get dirty and stuff. But
soap and water. Yeah.
But every 30 minutes, you have to say, okay, everybody wash your hands.
So all to say, so don't freak out when there's a water spot on your plate or something.
Yeah,
It's a water spot. At least went through the dishwasher.
I never thought about that. Yeah, that is proof that it has been dishwashered.
If your plate is like hot and wet, be happy because it went through the dishwasher.
Yeah, it's clean.
Oh, it's clean.
It's wet,
hot.
but it's clean.
It burns. Like pull it to your cheek. Ooh, clean. All right, now back to the book.
So Bourdain,
all I do is get us rolling a little bit.
You have probably heard of him from his many TV shows. I've only seen a couple of the shows. He's got a bunch.
But no reservation required. Is that what it is?
No, that's reservations.
Anthony, no reservations. He had Kitchen Confessions, which was like a story, a book, and a show.
And then a couple other shows that he's done. And despite, I think most people have the assumption that when you see someone like him on TV that has their own TV show, the assumption is they just woke up one day and said, I like food, I'm an entertaining personality, give me a TV show. And that's not at all how life works.
No.
And he actually had a very kind of hard scrabble life to get to where he is today. What did you think of his story?
I think it's interesting to hear from him, because he's always kind of viewed as like, he's got this, bad boy chef impression, because he wears a leather jacket and he's a pierced ear and he just doesn't care, he's just all like
He's like 60 or whatever.
yeah,
It's
like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
But,
Harrison's all even older.
but he's got that like real laid back, I don't care about anything kind of attitude, and I think that kind of comes across in how he actually does the interview. He does kind of care, obviously, but at the same time, like, he wasn't searching this out. He wasn't trying to be a TV star. He wasn't trying to do any of those things. It just kind of ended up that way. Like, he got his first article published just because he
Knew somebody who knew somebody?
Yeah,
His mom knew somebody?
His friend was bragging to some editor that he knew better writers than the editor worked with, and then just asked Anthony to write a paper. So he wrote something, and then it got published. So, like, it's interesting how his career kind of played out. He struggled. He never had any money, and I didn't know any of that. He kind of talks about it in his shows a little bit. Like, he's pretty open, and so the interview was just cool to see that side of him, just telling about how he became, or how he got to where he is now.
Yeah. Derek, was there a part of his life that resonated with you? Because the book's short, but you get a lot of insight into who he is.
You do. So, Anthony Bourdain. So, quick side note, and I'll answer your question, maybe. But whenever I'm with my mom and her sisters, so my aunts, they always look at him and they say, "This is just like Joseph, our brother," and it is just like my Uncle Joseph. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, like tall, almost right around 60. Loves to cook and to eat food. Like, truly, my Uncle Joseph loves to cook and like get these special ingredients and put it all together. And he's just kind of has that kind of air about him, like smoked too much, did too much reefer, did the heroin, took too many pills back in the day. I don't think my uncle ever stopped. But in any case, so that's just kind of funny. I'm always like, "Oh, hello, Uncle Doppelganger, Bourdain." Now, any part of the story that resonated with me? I don't know, not really. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's just. If you were gonna sum his whole life story up, it's just kind of like, he even kind of says it. It's not like he was a good guy hunting for anything good. It was like.
He says he's not even a good cook. Like, he's like,
he's like,
most of the chefs that I know and work with, they would never hire me as a prep cook.
Yeah, exactly. And so, so I mean, maybe just that. Like, he's just kind of the underdog who got the TV show. I don't know. That's cool. I mean, but you look at him and you go, but he continues to get. He's given more media attention. He's given more opportunities to write and to have television exposure because he's kept that sort of, I don't care about anything, but also the humility of like, hey man, I'm not the best.
Yeah.
So in that way, I think maybe I resonate with that a little bit. Like, I try to be that way in my life. Not take myself that seriously.
Yeah, I liked a lot of what he had to say because he is a very real personality. I think what you get on screen is very similar to who he is in real life, and there's not a lot of. He almost describes it as, I didn't, do this to get a career and be famous on TV. He just kind of was being him, and through a chain of events led him to be where he is now. But that was never the goal of like, I'm going to build a TV show. And he struggled a lot with drugs. Weed, reefer, heroin for a long time.
Coke.
Reefer madness.
A lot of coke, and interesting to hear kind of a candid outlook on someone that does heroin, or hear what they have to say. And his thing was like, it made me happy, and I knew what I had to do every day, which was
get heroin.
And I kind of went, oh, no one ever talks about it like that. I mean, you go, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But he talks about how as he started to get some success, he always looked at it as, well, this could go away soon. I'm going to work my ass off because that's what I need to do right now. And I really like that because I think that's good advice for everyone. I think, you may get a little sprinkling of success here or there, but what's kept him going was that attitude of, it's got to work hard, I've got to keep going, keep moving, kind of make your own luck type stuff. And he was talking about as he started to get success, he really learned to kind of say no because all these endorsement deals for pots and pans and stuff, and he just went, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do stick with what works, which is making good television shows. And you know, if you go to any store that sells stuff that people no longer want this season, Marshall's, Ross.
Yeah.
You go to the cooking section, you're gonna find the Rachel Ray cookware.
Vitale.
Yep.
Emerald Lagasse.
The Emerald collection. They
Oh,
have the pasta sauce from Emerald in the back. The good old pasta sauce. Bam.
Bam! He's the bam guy, right? Bam!
Bam, yeah.
Bam!
And I like that Bourdain doesn't have, there's no gimmick, because he's just him.
He is what he is, yeah.
And, you know, look up, Emerald's a good dude. He's entertaining. He's an entertaining guy that makes good food, but he has his shtick, and he's got to wear the chef's coat and say bam and entertain the rich housewives, and I get it, but Bourdain is gonna go to a little place you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Have some tequila.
And he
eat a grasshopper.
He lives the way the people do. Like that's what's interesting to me. He talks about that a lot in his interview. Is how when he's working in a restaurant, like he never really cared about the customers. You know, it wasn't really about the customers. And so now when he's got a show, like he gets to see how the people live and what they do. So that's what I like about his show so much. Is you know he'll go to some restaurant somewhere and eat whatever they're eating, and like they'll buy him drinks and he'll have the drinks, and he just lives, he just lives their lives with them.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he doesn't say no, he does whatever. There's one episode I remember, like it was in Peru or something, and they had this really hard alcohol that was like some fermented something,
prison
super
brew.
strong. Yeah,
Oof.
but like the tradition was you take a sip after every like course or whatever. There are like 10 courses, and they're all
So
taking
he's
the
just
shots.
totally wasted.
Yeah, but they do it, so he's doing it.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
just like go with the flow. But so I like that. I like that about him.
That is cool. Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel of all the celebrity chefs, which is weird that that's a thing now.
I've never
talks
heard
about
that.
that
Celebrity
book.
chef.
Did you ever see yourself saying that?
Yeah, because 15, 20 years ago, you didn't want to see the chef. You didn't want to know really who he was. I think
Kitchen.
if you showed up at a party and said, "I'm a chef," people would go, "That's cool." That wasn't a prestigious thing. Now it is, and to meet the chef of a restaurant's a big deal, and there's kind of these artisan food restaurants popping up where it's okay to be experimental and try all these crazy foods and mix things together, and he's been through that whole transition. And it's kind of interesting to see how that works. I think if you were to say, you can have a beer with any one of the celebrity chefs, he would be at the top of my list.
Sure.
Long shot. Even over Weird Giada's face. I would say, you know what I'm talking about? She's the Italian one. She has like a 3D face.
Yeah.
Everybody has a 3D face. But it's boxy and wide. It looks like a me character. And so I think he's a really cool dude that doesn't make any apologies about who he is or where he's come from, and he's lived a hard life to some extent, and now it's a successful career. And it's going to keep working, and I like that. Did you catch the part where the interviewer asked him about raising his daughter and kind of what do you think about that whole little section there?
She's taking what? She's taking martial arts, and what was his other thing too? Oh no, that's right. He's like, we just want her to be. We want her to make her own decisions. Go to university or not. You don't want her to feel like she needs to get rushed or pushed into it, and don't take anything from any man or something. I don't know, something like that. Was it?
But then he also makes a lot of observations about things that he did in his past, and says, "But I wouldn't want my daughter to do that." Like he said, or I wouldn't want my daughter to see that. Those kinds of things. So I think he's kind of learned from his mistakes and wants to pass that on to his daughter in some kind of way. But he also wants her to be free to make the same mistakes, but hopefully not.
And also, he added on top of that, I want her to go to college, which I thought was a little weird, being that he's the definition of not taking the beaten path. He took the very wide, roundabout way to get to where he is now, but still wants his daughter to kind of follow live the freedom, live the good life, but also take the tried and true path. Thing.
Don't be a screw up like me.
But be successful.
Or if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah,
it's okay too.
You'll stumble out somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
I think one thing that interests me too was his observations on the future of the restaurant industry, or like how the restaurant industry has changed over the years, and like he talks about social media and how social media.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
very interesting. The bathroom wall.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
he's saying that critics are becoming obsolete, and because it used to be one critic would go and sit in the restaurant, and the chef would do whatever he could to make him have the best experience he could possibly have, and then he would write a nice review, and then people would come to your restaurant for that review. But now he's like, everybody's a reviewer. It's like a bathroom wall. Anybody can write anything they want. So you get Yelp comments for anything, and you go, like I tried to find a barbershop the other day, and I look at the Yelp comments, and it was just like I look for the one with the highest stars, and I read the comments. There's always one that puts 1 star because he had a bad experience, and there's always 5 stars and they had a great. And it's so hard to figure out, like, is this a good barber or not? So I ended up going to Supercuts,
And you got a bad haircut.
I got a bad haircut, but it's what I know, I'm not going to
Yeah.
branch out. So I don't know, like the Yelp thing and all the social media stuff. It's interesting how it's going to affect how restaurants do business and how people find good restaurants. It's a good thing, it's a blessing, but it's also like a negative thing too, because you don't have these experts who are food experts who go to restaurants and can give you really good advice about which one's good. I guess and you just got the average Joe just I had an awful time because my server forgot my bread, and I don't care.
The bread's free.
Bread is free.
Let it go. Let it go.
You don't need more ranch.
Let it go. Yeah, you, lady.
The trough of ranch comes out.
You don't need more ranch. All right, and just eat it as it comes. I want this. That's all. Thanks. Don't modify it.
Now we're getting on like
I've
We're just
experienced
venting
serving.
everybody should serve for at least a year. In
How
their
long
life,
did you
I think.
guys serve? Continue to serve?
On and off since 2000. Wait, 2008. On and off. So it's 2014. So 6 years, just about. There were some hiatuses in there.
Yeah.
Some sabbaticals.
Sabbatical.
But doing other things. However, yes, and I'm the man I am today because of it.
Yeah.
I would have been emotional.
How long were you
8
serving?
years now.
Yeah.
Before that, I worked at like a cafe. I was like a short order cook and then a
Jeez.
caterer.
Wow, dude. That's
Wow.
So I've been in the food industry since I was 16, 15ish. So
Jeez.
long time.
That's
Lifer.
some serious
Yeah.
commitment.
No, but I'm out soon. I only have 6 more months. 6 more months.
Yes,
And
get it
I'm done.
Never say never.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this book to people?
Yes, I think if you're interested in Anthony Bourdain,
Yeah.
definitely, because it's cool to get to read an interview with somebody. It's always cool. Like I could see this being in a magazine, cooking magazine or any kind of magazine. As far as like, did it open up a new world or expand my mind or anything? Like, no, not so much. But it was good. It was interesting, and I feel like I know him a little bit better. So, and made me want to watch the show again. So
Yeah.
good. I liked it.
Yeah, same thing. If you like Anthony Bourdain, give it a read. It's short, so you're not gonna be kicking yourself or it's $1 and it's short.
Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah.
Like hit it. I don't know what's the problem.
Yeah, I think it's $1. It's short. If you're into Bourdain, definitely worth it. I almost feel like this felt like free content to me. Like I felt like this was the sign up for my email list and get this kind of. That's what it feels like. It's entertaining. It's engaging, especially like Bourdain. We only have like a minute left, but I wanted to get from you guys, from the restaurant world, what's one thing as a customer we can do to make a better experience for us at the restaurant?
Smile more.
Remember that we're human beings. Treat us like one.
On that note, tip your servers. We'll be here all night. Thanks, guys.
Oh!